Hello and welcome to the show. My name's Relevant. This is Do All the Thing and Things. And on today's episode, more op amps right here. I'm coming at you with 7 new flavors. Let's see how they perform. If you are not yet aware, which you should be if you're finding this video, because if you've searched for this thing, you might have seen my other videos. I built a DOD 250 clone. Actually, I've built a few of them at this point, and I made them with a socketable op amp so that I can try different op amp flavors. And I did. I have a collection of them built up at this point, and they all sound a little bit different. Now, some not as different to make them worthwhile. Some are kind of like, meh, bud, meh. I'll see why I would bother. But then some, they kind of blow your mind. You're like, wow, that's a good tone. I want that tone. But if there's one thing that I've learned with utmost certainty, the 741, there are better options, like the 3140, right off the bat. So, moving right along, what do we have here? Well, we have something called an OP-90G. Maybe I should zoom in a bit more, bud. You know, it's in that OP family. The OPs seem to come up often when discussing op amps that sound good in pedals. Also, in the old ceramic camp, this is a Raytheon OP-27, supposed to be from the same family as the OP-07, which I tried in the last video, and the OP-A227 by Burr Brown, which is theoretically an upgrade. And the 227 is one of my favorite op amps in this application. Let's see how this old Raytheon holds up. Another Burr Brown, an OP-A251. You can barely read the label on it. For the lulz, for the memes, I picked this one up, impulse buy from one of the sellers I deal with. This is a CLC420. Nice. Wait, that's not the number we say nice to. And then finally, I got these ones from overseas, bud. You've heard of the 741? Well, this one is the 748. That's like 7 more, man. It's gotta be 7 more better. We're gonna find out. This is a can cap, and it's some sort of military issue. It's got like these blades on it. It looks cool. It looks cool. It's actually an MM748, supposed to be a clone. Hopefully I got the pinout correct. And straight from Russia. Or wait, I think one of these was from the Czech Republic. No, these are from the same guy in Russia. We have a, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that part number, or am I? Cyrillic character, 1408, kinda looks like a B. But the seller advertised it as a Russian equivalent of the LM308 of rat fame. Can't find a data sheet on it. We're gonna find out what it sounds like. And then here, we have a little man with a hat. I have no idea if this will actually work. I bought it just from the same seller. I'm like, hey, I might as well grab another op amp off this guy for cheap. And this had a little man in a hat. Like, can you see the little man? It's me. I'm on an op amp. Let's see how that sounds. So, to kick things off, I have the UA741 in here to kind of give you that crappy first reference. We got the old 800 kicking right here. We got a mic on a cab. This is the 741. Diode clipping is disabled. Alright, enough of that 741. You know what? It's not that bad. It really isn't that bad. It sounded good in this configuration anyway. So, let's start off. Let's get the Burr Brown out of the way. Half because I tried this one already and was unimpressed. Some of those Burr Browns I have sound really good. This one, it's kind of meh. All right, Like many op amps before it sounds like a improved 741. It has a signature similar to the 741. It could easily replace it, but a bit warmer, a bit fuller sounding. And maybe a touch grainier in the crunch. Instead, the 741 that I just had was a bit more fizz and sizzle in the crunch. Okay. Oh, you're tight, bud. You're tight. What's next? Let's try the OP-90. Another one I kind of tried off camera. It's made it onto my favorites list. Over the OP-07? Yeah, I like it better. It has a darker, smoother tone. Maybe that's why I like it. And some of my amps, like the Jubilee, if your op amp's harsh, it's gonna be harsher. You kind of want a darker, smoother overdrive to push that amp because the diode clipping and the way it's wired it's got a bit of buzz to begin with. Maybe not as much sustain. Nah, she'd be good. She'd be good. I prefer it over the OP-07, at least in this circuit. Who knows what I'll think when I actually build the Rat. So how about this vintage Raytheon? One of the last vintage ones I tried, which was pretty good, was a legit LM108, which was excellent in this pedal. Just hearing that sample, I kind of get why they use that family of op amp for the Rat, and I'm interested to see what it's actually going to be like. This old Raytheon, ooh, nice and ceramic. They sure don't build them like they used to. I'm hearing different in the fuzz already. It's warm and crunchy. Yeah, it's got something there, man. It does not suck. And the battery dying on my camera reminded me that I forgot to talk about these guys. The OP-90, high open loop gain, it's in 700 millivolt. I don't understand what that means. Unfortunately, I'm looking for dB. It wasn't not lots, that's for sure. And we're looking at a slew rate of about 12. Putting it on par with some typical ones like the TL072, the TL081. The Burr Brown, we're talking about 128 dBs of gain and a slew rate of 0.1, was it? 0.01. It's actually one of the slowest op amps on the table. And an OP-27, Wow, we've got analog devices data here. High open loop gain, 1.8 million. That sounds available in die form. Oh, I could buy dead chips already. Yeah. Slew rate of 2.8. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. But that open loop gain, I'm not finding a straight answer. Maybe if I looked harder. But right now it's got an open loop gain of 1.8 million. Is that dB? Okay. Or are they trying to say 1.8 millivolts? No. So, an LM748. I swear that's an even older and more wretched part than the 741. It's gonna need some fitting, but we got it jammed in there. I'm hoping I got this pinout right. Yeah, I think I got that pinout right. And she sounds noisy. I'm looking over and I can't find a straight answer. It says it has frequency compensation with a 30 PF. That sounds a lot like the 108, 308. Large signal voltage gain is in the VMVs again. And I'm not really seeing a slew rate. So let's just play the thing. Noisy! Handle a certain amount of gain. It needs feedback to work properly. It has a decent tone. Cool. Noisy though. Kind of sounds like a fuzz pedal. Maybe this could be an op-amp harmonic percolator. No, sir, I don't think she likes it. I don't think she likes it at all. Oh, boy. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna go in the bin of random op-amps that I can't really use for this. Just the fact that it's so noisy. And this socket, what I would often do is plug in a comp across the top because you could fit it in the other sockets. You can't with this one. I don't think we tried the CLC420 yet. Let's see what that one's gonna do. CLC420. Is this another one I can't get? Slew rate. Okay. So the open loop gains, I think I found a number. It has in UA 50s, the 50s of the microamps. That goes to show you it might not be for audio, but then it discusses harmonic distortions here. But the slew rate, which as I'm understanding is a significant thing. We're talking about upwards of 1100. It's a high-speed voltage feedback op-amp. High speed. DA converters, filters, differential amplifiers, high speed. It's not as noisy, but then the gain's turned all the way down. A little bit noisy, yeah. Yeah, it has less gain than the other op-amps, and it gets noisy trying to push it. It's got some reasonable sounding crunch, like it's not bad sounding, but unfortunately what this thing does, there are many op amps that will do better. So I'll keep it in there because it does work. I don't think it's gonna get a lot of play. I think I paid $1 for it. So yeah, how about the little man in the hat? We're gonna go to the Russian guys now. No idea if this is gonna work. You know, I don't even know if this is a proper single op amp that has a compatible pinout. I think this one does. I'm pretty sure I checked that. But you know, it takes like a month or two to get stuff from Russia, so I've forgotten. You almost forget you order these things. The little man in the hat. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. There's nothing there. There's nothing there, man. Wow, what does that tell us? I wonder if it's a dual op amp. Here's the listing I bought it from. KR504NT4A. Oh, is there a pinout? No, not really. FET basis of FET transistors, PN. Okay, I guess it's a FET op amp. UNF module? Who knows, maybe it's a dual op amp. I can test it, but it's not happening now on camera. Here's hoping though, this other Russian is gonna work. Supposed to be the same as 308s, and 308s are a single op amp. There's sound, okay. Little noisy and it's picking up interference. Oh boy, it actually sounds pretty good. It's got a nice crunch, good harmonics. It has a bit more of a three-dimensional mid than the other op amps. Its crunch is almost reminiscent if you had diode clipping on. I have diode clipping off right now. Okay, so just for the sake of argument, since it's supposed to be a copy of the 308, that means it's probably going to sound a lot like a 108, because the 108 and the 308 are supposed to be essentially the same. So let's pop the 108 in here. This old NOS National from 1988, I think, or it could be 92, a 108. The noise factor is similar. Yeah, they do have similar character. They obviously sound different. They're similarly noisy, so maybe it'll work well in the rat circuit, but I find the 108's got more Let's put the Russian back in. And I actually have two of these. It was a lot of two. So let's try the other one. Oh, yeah, definitely. Russians are definitely noisier. Sounds like it's picking up space. She's a noisy op amp, bud. But it has a decent sound. Maybe a touch more harmonic and a little less sizzly. The 108's got a bit more sizzle. This one has a bit more of a drier crunch, but maybe a touch more harmonic. Interesting, interesting. A Russian 108 308. So if you're interested in doing a rad build and want to try something different, don't mind it being a touch noisier. It looks like a Y14. Here, I'll just go to the listing. KR140UD 1408B. Key term UD 1408B. Because that's what I'm seeing on here. I don't see KR140. Pictures of pedals are coming up. Obviously, people have used these in pedals before. Hey, there's even a reference to the rat. Someone made a bat. Well, sleeve's legit anyway. UD 1408. It's an option. But that's the flavors for today. I might do some experimentation with different diodes. I got some interesting diodes in from overseas too. A DB9. They were red. Those look cool. Germanium. Let's try them. Other than that, hey, I hope you enjoyed this. Op amps in your 250. This is the last batch that I have on order. I don't really plan on ordering more. I feel like I've gotten to the point where like I got a lot of op amps to play with here. And the more I'm ordering, the less unique tones that I'm finding. So I'm probably gonna cut it there with op amps. Unless, you know, I cross paths, I find some that I'm gonna impulse buy. Maybe I see something from an eBay seller. Kind of wanted to try a couple more of the really high-end Burr Browns. But the last really high-end Burr Brown I ordered didn't work well in a pedal. Actually, the sustain for soloing was amazing, but you couldn't riff with it. And it's a dual op amp. Not sure if I want to buy the single version. But at any rate, this is all the op amps I have planned. Maybe there will be another op amp video. Stay tuned and find out either way. Yeah, I'm checking the time. Waiting for you. You're done? Why are you still watching? You can click stop now. Though I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. That's cool. Yeah. Okay.